Music scene isn't that great in Vegas, to be honest. It's like, it really caters to music kind of being a side thought. It's just not as big a deal. Like, there's really no scene to travel. Like, clubs close monthly, you know, you go see a band one week and then it's closed the next week. And so it's really fickle, I guess. I think that's really all we ever wanted out of the music scene in Vegas. We just wanted to be able to play shows. And we kind of knew that wasn't going to happen in Vegas. You know, luckily we were able to figure out a way where we could just tour other places. I was failing high school. I didn't think I was going to pass, and all that hectic stuff was going on. And you know, we trying to pay for rent. We didn't have any money, and I was looking for apartments. I was almost quit the band to like go to cosmetology school, which was some stupid. I don't even know. I'm so glad I didn't. By chance, we put our stuff on the internet and went to one of Pete's blogs and said, "Hey, you know, if you have a chance, check it out." We never thought he would even look at the message, and luckily he did. And they were recording in LA and came down to Vegas to watch us practice 2 songs acoustically. We didn't even have full instruments to play for them. So, like, well, we don't have any gear, so here's a song on an acoustic guitar. And I don't even know why he decided to sign us. It was kind of crazy. I'm still like, why did you sign us? That was a huge gamble, but I'm glad he did. He's been super supportive. And as of late, too, on this last record we were working on, he was a huge help with lyrics, especially. When Ryan and John left the band, it was really crazy. It was really confusing. I didn't know what to do. I was like, well, I told myself, okay, you're probably going to have to just pick it up on writing and, you know, write more. Pete really helped in that area, which was really nice of him. He's always been a huge supporter of our band, which has been great, you know, and he's so busy that we hardly ever get to see him, but when we do, it's always, hey man, you know, how are you doing, and can you help us? And he's just like, yeah, what do you guys need? And he's just always willing to help, which is cool. The Ballad of Mona Lisa is the first single off our new record, Vices and Virtues, and that one was, I think it was important for us. It was a huge key track just because it was the piece of music that it started from was written while it was still the 4 of us, and I had been sitting on an idea for, oh God, it was probably about 3 years, maybe 4 years, and it had just been sitting in my laptop, and I hadn't showed anyone until the split happened. And then we started working with Butch Walker. I showed him that idea, and he said, I think this is really cool if we could, you know, just spend some time working on a verse, and I think we'd have a song. I was like, okay, well, that would be cool. So we literally spent like 3 or 4 hours and just wrote the verse right there in his studio upon meeting him like for 2 hours. It was really crazy, and that, I think, I was really apprehensive to it because I didn't really know him that well. So I was like, well, you know, we're the control freaks. So I'm like, well, I really want this to be my music, and he didn't make that feel weird at all. He was like, no, this is your music, and just kind of let me go. Just like he says, like little wind-up toy. He just winds me up and he's like, okay, just go, and I'll guide you. Just go do your thing, which is really awesome. So yeah, we just wrote the song at his studio, and that was huge because it was from an old idea that I'd never showed anybody. So it was kind of like, okay, now I feel confident in showing you guys this idea. I think we could do something really cool with it. So that really meant a lot to kind of push that out as our first single, I think. It started just from an idea with, I was just in my room one night and I put a loop of drums on, which is how a lot of things get written. You know, you just put something to keep the beat and then you just play over it. And I had kept the drums on there, which sounded really cheesy. It was just like some stupid little loop. And I think that the production of it kind of made me hesitate to show anybody. I was like, well, you know, it's just one little bridge and this isn't a full song, you know, so I like to write full pieces of music, like 2.5 minutes long at least, so that people can get an idea, so that I can show the rest of the guys and, hey, let's work on this and see if they like it or not. So that I was a little weird on because it was literally 30 seconds of music and not much longer, and I was kind of hesitant to show. I didn't know where it was going to go from that point. But yeah, it was nothing special, like the first thing that I had, but I think what we turned it into ended up being way better than what I had expected the song to be from the first demos. Our friend Rob Mathis, who produced and wrote strings for this record as well, had always told me from the get-go when we split, just keep showing up, you know, don't get down on yourself, because I tend to a lot of times. So he just said, just keep showing up, keep writing, and you'll be fine. And I think that was a huge deal. I had to just let go and say, okay, well, let's work on this then. I'm not going to be scared to show you guys. So stepping out of the shell, I guess, would be what it is. From record to record, our key influences for writing and like sonically, have definitely changed. We didn't want to copy exactly how Third Eye Blind or Counting Crows sounded, but we would listen to the way that they wrote, and it wasn't always verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, just like every other song we'd heard on the radio. And they would just put weird stuff together and have weird parts for no reason. You didn't really have a name, it wasn't a bridge, it wasn't anything. So we just kind of took those ideas and were like, well, why don't we just throw some weird, creepy accordion in there, and why not, And that was kind of the idea of the first record, just why not? But that changed as well on the second record. I think we, a huge part of the band wanted to kind of go for that Beatlesy vibe. And we're all huge fans of the Beatles, so it was just like, well, that'll be easy, is it the right thing to do? And we didn't really care. We're like, well, no, it's gonna be fun. Let's just try to write these songs as best we can. This time around, it was really hard when Ryan and John left to, not the fact that they had left, but just the fact, that we had to pick up the slack, and we didn't have any songs written. We knew it was gonna take a while. First year went by, we thought, yeah, it's gonna be out this year, this is gonna be great. And it didn't. We weren't excited. We listened to songs, we're like, this isn't where we want it to be yet, and I'd rather be happy with it than, put it out just right now. It doesn't sound that great. So yeah, the stubbornness kicked in, and we said, well, we're just gonna do what we want to do. Let's take another year and write it till we're happy with it. So that was an ongoing process. It was about 2.5 years, and I'm so glad we waited, because I'm really excited for the record now. There are some songs on this record that we kind of missed some of the elements from the first record, like synthesizers and stuff that we didn't use at all on the second record. Second record was very organic, real instruments, real guitars, real harmonica and stuff. And this one, Spencer and I had bought these synths from a friend of a friend, and we were just infatuated with them. They're like the most amazing synthesizers, and I was learning Logic and everything, and just trying to record stuff. And yeah, I think it just took us a year of learning stuff to really figure out what we wanted. Let's talk about Butch Walker. Butch Walker is awesome. He's a really great guy. Before I met him, I had the stigma, I knew his reputation of, writing stuff for Pink and Avril Lavigne and all these people. So I think in the back of my mind, I was like, I don't want to be pigeonholed into this, pop thing. I don't want to just get stuck in this thing. I was really nervous. But he's such a cool guy, and you don't get a weird vibe at all. Musically, as a musician, it's really cool to just talk about ideas. He's an awesome musician, really good guitar player, and plays drum. He plays everything, which is kind of crazy. Really good singer. So writing with him is really nice. He never steps on anybody's toes. He's always looking for the artist's idea. He's really pushing for the person whose band it is or whoever's idea it was to really just get the best of it out. He's just fun to work with. He makes it really easy. Takes some of the apprehension away, some of the skepticism as to where the song's going to go. It's just, nope, confident, that's it, doesn't work, that's cool, love it, hate it, it's very definitive. He has an awesome studio with the coolest gear I've ever seen in my life, so that's some incentive to show up at his place. And yeah, we've known him for a couple years now, I guess, on and off. We met him for the first time in Vegas, I think, just in passing. He's on the same management as us, which is how we met him originally. But since then, we've just become really good friends, and his studio's right down the street from my new house, so it's really easy. And yeah, we got to work with him on a couple things. We did a little video with him, Panic at Butch Walker's, which was really cool. Just a fun little horror type film. He wanted to do like little campy thing, for his record, so that was really cool.